Hello and welcome, story lovers. Today we're sharing a beautiful tale about finding happiness right where you are. Get ready for the story of the Stonecutter's wish. In a quiet mountain village lived a humble stonecutter named Taro. Each day he chiseled away at the massive mountain, his arms aching, his brow covered in sweat.
He was a simple man, thankful for his work, but sometimes he dreamed of more. One blazing afternoon, while resting in the shade, he saw a wealthy merchant pass by. The merchant was adorned in fine silk, carried in a fancy chair by his servants. Taro watched him go and sighed, "Oh, if only I were a rich merchant. I wouldn't have to toil under this hot sun every day." Just as he spoke those words, a gentle golden light shimmered before him, and a mystical mountain spirit appeared. With a warm voice, the spirit said, "Your wish is my command." In the blink of an eye, poof. Taro was no longer a stonecutter. He was a rich merchant, draped in the finest silk robes and living in a grand mansion. People bowed to him wherever he went. But one day, while being carried through the town, he felt the scorching sun beat down on him. He grumbled, "Being rich doesn't protect me from this heat. The sun is mightier than any merchant. I wish I were the sun." The kind mountain spirit heard his plea and appeared once more. "So be it," the spirit declared. And just like that, Taro became the sun, a blazing ball of fire hanging high in the sky. He beamed with pride, sending his powerful rays across the entire world, warming the earth and making plants grow. He felt unstoppable. But then a group of dark, heavy clouds drifted in, blocking his light and casting shadows over the land below. "What is this?" Taro fumed. "These clouds dare to cover my glorious light. No one can see my power now. I wish I were a cloud, mightier than the sun." Once again, the spirit granted his wish. Taro transformed into a colossal storm cloud, dark and full of power. He thundered across the sky, unleashing torrential rain that flooded the fields and villages below. He roared with wind and felt immense strength. But as he looked down, he noticed one thing that defied him. The great mountain stood tall and unmoving, completely unaffected by his fierce winds and relentless rain. In a fit of frustration, he shouted, "That mountain, it's stronger than me. I wish I were the mountain." With a brilliant flash of light, Taro became the mountain itself. He felt immense, solid, and immovable. He stood proudly, watching the world change around him, feeling superior to everything. He was the unshakable mountain, a symbol of ultimate strength. But one day he felt a strange, sharp tapping at his base. Chip, chip, chip. It was a persistent, stinging sensation. He looked down and saw a tiny figure, a humble stonecutter, patiently chipping away at his rocky foundation. A feeling of dread washed over him. "He's breaking me apart. That little man is stronger than the mountain." And in that moment, he had a profound realization. Whispering into the wind, Taro made his final wish. "Spirit," he said softly, his voice full of newfound wisdom, "I wish to be a stonecutter again. I see now that true strength was in my own hands all along." The mountain spirit smiled warmly. "At last you understand," it said. "True happiness isn't about being someone else. It's about being content with who you are." In a final gentle flash, Taro was back in his old clothes, holding his familiar tools. He was a stonecutter once more, but this time, his heart was filled not with longing, but with peace and joy for the life he was meant to live. The moral of this story is that true happiness and strength come from within. It's not about how much power or wealth you have, but about finding contentment in your own journey. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, please give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel and ring that bell so you don't miss our next video. We'll see you next time.